On the news this morning, Governor Soludo signs 2022 revised budget of 170 billion naira into law. Anambra government says it is not engaging spiritualists to combat insecurity. MPC encourages Nigerians to submit cells for enumeration as ongoing trial census enters day 4. Good morning and welcome to Breakfast News at 8. I am David Opopasile. Before the news in detail, here is a special message. Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's give him our maximum support for the task ahead. We begin from the government house, Oka, where the Anambra State Governor, Professor Chukwuma Soludo, has signed the 2022 revised appropriation bill of 170 billion naira into law. Governor Soludo performed the signing ceremony of the budget tagged Building Up from the Blocks at the government house in Oka. Government house correspondent Ejika Abana has the details.
Performing the function, Governor Soludo explained that the purpose of the 2022 revised budget was to reflect current realities, challenges, priorities of the new administration and the dire needs of residents in Anambra. The governor commended members of the House of Assembly for being diligent, responsible and responsive to their job, while advocating for very strong partnership with other tiers of government and the people towards the march to the dream homeland. The governor explained that his assessment of the budget portends the birth of a new partnership for a greater Anambra. The governor stressed that the budget process was done with integrity without any form of inducement, explaining that his manifesto annual expenditure of 250 billion naira on infrastructure was embarked to build the dream Anambra.
The Anambra can be rest assured that every cover they put in our hands will be judiciously used for nothing else but to create value for our place. The journey towards a livable and prosperous homeland will only begun. This budget that we just assented to, we will try as much as possible to implement within the constraints of the cash flow. The infrastructure bit, especially roads, bridges and flyovers, that one we will do everything to see that we execute it 100%.
Speaking to the ABS, the Speaker of the State House of Assembly, Right Honorable Uche Okafor, explained that the budget size was retained but thoroughly scrutinized for greater impact on the masses.
Made sure that so much money is marked in infrastructure like Ministry of Works, have so much in that. We have also so much in education and health, and housing also. Because these are the areas that the governor have passion for and wants from the Anambra to feel the impact of his administration. So the budget size is the same, but within the MDAs, we have a little rejig of the amount.
Earlier, while presenting the budget, the Commissioner for Budget, Mrs. Chiamaka Nnake, and Special Advisor to the Governor on House of Assembly Matters, Right Honorable Anayo Nebe, thanked the members for performing a thorough and quick job on the budget.
As you all know, the House of Assembly graciously approved the budget Friday, 15th of July 2022, and as required, they have brought the budget to Mr. Governor to approve. So today, we are all gathered to witness the occasion of the assessment of the budget by Mr. Governor.
Deputy Governor Dr. Onyeka Ibezim, members of the Anambra State Executive Council, including Secretary to the State Government, Professor Solochukwu Lobelu, Chief of Staff to the Governor, Mr. N.S. Ezajoye, Head of Service, Barrister Theodora Igwebe, National President of Anambra State Association of Town Unions, Barrister Titus Abudo, among others, were present at the ceremony. Recall that on May 19, 2022, Governor Soludo presented a revised draft budget of 170 billion for 2022 to the State House of Assembly for approval. That was an improvement on appropriation bill of 141.9 billion naira presented by the immediate past administration for 2022. The budget was passed into law by the Anambra State House of Assembly on July 15th, 2022.
The Anambra State government says its attention has been drawn to several mischievous write-ups and misleading comments about the state engaging traditional spiritualists to combat insecurity. The government underscored that it is very clear that government alone cannot fight insecurity, and therefore that the story of engaging traditional spiritualists by the Anambra State government to fight insecurity is not true, as are being peddled by what they're called mischief makers. Therefore, the state government, through the Commissioner for Information Support, has explained that what happened was that the Anambra State Executive Council approved the registration of traditional medicine practitioners to categorize them under herbalists and spiritualists with a view to identifying those among them that support and protect criminals. The commissioner in his statement to the press categorically stated that government has discovered that some native doctors provide charms with which godmen operate, and it has therefore become necessary to enumerate and register them as practitioners categorized into herbalists and spiritualists, and said that while government appreciates the fact that some of them add value to healthcare, it is also not unaware that some have helped to imbue these criminals with the daredevil confidence that has driven them into committing despicable crimes such as kidnapping, extortion of ransom, beheading, among others. He added that after the registration exercise, where they are found culpable on such crimes, it will be easy to fish them out from the register. From the foregoing, it is very clear that the government is taking these necessary steps as a part of its proactive and holistic efforts to curb insecurity in the state. And from the House of Assembly, the Anambra State House of Assembly Committee on Public Petitions has directed the management of Anambra State Universal Basic Education Board and Post-Primary School Service Commission to furnish it with a list of upgraded PTA teachers in Anambra State and all the necessary documents that will enable them to do a thorough job. House of Assembly correspondent Emeka Modon reports that the chairman of the committee, Honorable Emeka Afuka, gave the directive during the meeting of the committee with the upgraded teachers. Key officials of the Ministry of Education, Anambra State Universal Basic Education Board, and Post-Primary School Service Commission held at House of Assembly Complex in Awka. In the meeting, the immediate past chairman of PPSSC in Anambra State, Lady Ifeoma Okaro, and the officer in charge of ASUBEB, Mrs. Ogochukwu, told the committee that the record of the upgraded PTA teachers is in their respective parastatals, assuring that they will send the list of the recruited teachers to the committee. On her part, the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Education, Dr. Wando Obiano, admitted she signed a letter of approval for the engagement of the upgraded PTA teachers as government-paid permanent staff as she was directed by the past administration. It was cheers and jubilation as Igwe Makantonio Okonkwo of our community arrived at the Anambra International Cargo and Passenger Airport, Umueri. The traditional ruler was accorded the fanfare befitting his royal personality, as in the cheer, women, youth of our community, as well as cultural dance troops converged on the airport to give him a rousing welcome after several months of sojourn in the USA. Queen Anibogo completes the story.
The traditional ruler, looking fit as ever, expressed joy at the jubilant welcome given to him by his people and promised a better Alo community going forward. He said his return will put smiles on the faces of aggrieved members of the community and promised that he will make Alo town a better place to be for Ndi Alo. Igwe Okonkwo commended Governor Chukwuma Soludo's administration, especially in the area of security, noting that the governor will bring massive change in all sectors of the state economy very soon.
Even now, one day Rapono open the bad goma. Kita kibe melekene. Ika de ma. Sitata Gabazia, Bayana Muamu.
On arrival to Alo, Igwe Okonkwo's first port of call was at Obi Alo, from where he and his entourage proceeded to his palace. At the palace, the traditional ruler, the Onowu of the community, Chief Ben Udeze, alongside other members of the cabinet, performed the traditional Itunzu and breaking of kola nuts in thanksgiving to God, who granted the Igwe journey mercies. Some members of the cabinet, Chiefs Chukwuemeka Ikegwuogu, Ifeanyi Onunkwo, Chukwudolue Igwego, among others, expressed delight to the return of Igwe Okonkwo, praying for his longevity, even as they appealed for sustainable peace in our community.
And on that, onye ọbụla bụ onye ma igwe alọ mana ọ na-eme ọfụma ọ bụ na ọ dị-eme ọfụma mụ na ya ma nọ igwe asị na ị ga-achịga alọ nka igwe ị ga-adị ndụ ruo mgbe ebi ebi
A Nollywood movie producer who is from the community, Honorable Chris I. Ukwenu, the woman leader of the town, Mrs. Mary Ann Onogo, Mr. Fidelis Ngige, and Apostle Amaka Akigwe were full of joy at the safe return of their traditional ruler. In a vote of thanks, the 86-year-old father of the traditional ruler, Chief Bartholomew Okonkwo, recalled the journey of ascendance to the throne by his son and appreciated all our people who are still standing on the path of truth in spite of all odds, praying God to bless them. Imam them by Igwe Credo, cultural dances and refreshments made the event colorful. Queen Anibogo, ABS News.
Enoch Amfolu Adeboye Ultramodern Dialysis Center has been commissioned at Comprehensive Medical Center, Okozo, Anambra State. The center, courtesy of His Love Foundation, a charity arm of the Redeemed Christian Church of God, RCCG, which has 3 dialysis machines and 1 medical water reverse osmosis purification system, was commissioned as part of activities to mark the 70th anniversary of the RCCG. Our correspondent, Joseph Ebocha, completes the story.
Still in the name of the Father, and of the Son, and of the Holy Spirit.
A similar project has been commissioned at the University of Nigerian Teaching Hospital, Enugu State, according to RCCG officials. Speaking at the event, the General Overseer of Redeemed Christian Church of God, Pastor Enoch Adeboye, represented by Pastor Carlo Ndukwe, and the International Overseer, Christian Social Responsibility, CRS, RCCG, Pastor Idowu Iluyomade, represented by the CSR Coordinator for Africa 3, Pastor Detola Akinremi, explained that RCCG is involved in interventions in health, education, social and other aspects of life. He noted that 10 dialysis centers with 48 machines have been donated across the country, adding that with almost 500,000 operating centers all over Nigeria and in 197 nations, RCCG is committed to serving humanity in more practical ways. They thanked Ademo Okuzo for providing the leverage and platform upon which the facility was attracted to complement efforts in providing healthcare needs of the people.
Okuzo is blessed to be the recipient of this outfit among all the communities in the Southeast. And I do believe that through this, not only Okozo, but entire Southeast and beyond, as the MC has mentioned, will make this place a reference point.
Anambra State Commissioner for Health, Dr. Afamo Bidike, represented by Dr. Uju Okoye, noted that kidney diseases have remained health concern and thanked RCCG and Ademo Okuzo for helping to achieve comprehensive healthcare services for the people, noting that referrals will be coming to the facility from different parts of the world.
On behalf of Honorable Commissioner for Health, Dr. Ben Afamo Bidike, who I'm representing here, I say thank you to Pastor Adeboye, thank you to Igwe Okuzo, thank you to Adema Okuzo Association and all the Adema benefactors and friends of Okuzo.
In their separate remarks, the traditional ruler of Okuzo, Igwe Professor Charles Anikwenze, and the chairman, Ademo Okuzo, Sir Patrick Iguilo, commended the charitable initiative, describing it as one that can address unemployment while serving the health needs of the people, and called for more of such initiatives from the church.
We commend you because of this charitable initiative that has reached Okuzo. I have no doubt that this dialysis unit will be of significant utility value, not just to Okuzo Town, Uyi local government, Anambra State, but all the states in the southeast Nigeria.
A member of the community and former State Commissioner for Trade and Commerce, Honorable Uchenna Okafo, who expressed joy with what is happening in the community, Anambra State and Southeast, said such initiative is in line with the mandate of the church and thanked Ademo Okuzo for helping to turn Comprehensive Medical Center Okuzo into a world-class health center.
Students of Redeemer's Fortress Nursery and Primary School, Okuzu, former Dean, Church of Nigeria, Anglican Communion, Archbishop Maxwell Anikwenwa, representatives of Pentecostal Fellowship of Nigeria, PFN, Christian Association of Nigeria, CAN, were all present at the event. From Okuzu, Inoyi local government area, Joseph Ebocha reporting for ABS News.
The 2023 trial population and housing census has kicked off in pilot states across the nation. The exercise, which will last for 5 days, is currently taking place in 7 communities in Idemili South local government area of Anambra State. Over now to our correspondent, Ebeleze, for the report.
Flagging off the exercise in Anambra State at the residence of Chief Uzoma Ibonwa under St. Paul's Anglican Church, Ebenesi Alo enumeration area, the chairman of National Population Commission, NPC, Alhaji Nessa Akwara, assured the commitment of the commission to conducting a digital, scientific and verifiable census devoid of inflation of figures. Describing the 2023 population and housing census as a transformational one, Alhaji Kwara noted that the outcome will enable Nigeria to plan very well and formulate policies that will make it the most populous and economically advanced country in Africa. According to the NPC chairman, he chose to flag off the trial census in Anambra State to give Anambra and the entire Southeast prominence and encourage them and other Nigerians to submit selves for enumeration to enable them to achieve the credibility of the exercise.
The methodology is essentially a digital census. It's a copy methodology. We use computer, that is computer-assisted personal interviews that we conduct. It is accurate, it is easy to analyze.
Speaking shortly after enumeration, some community leaders in Alo, Chief Ibonwa and Chief Collins Chukwumesile, assured maximum cooperation and watertight security and commended Governor Chukwuma Soludo for his wonderful security initiative.
We're already partnering with the commission. We are sensitizing our people to come home and open their doors and come home, to open the doors, cooperate with them. We are using town criers. We are doing announcements in the churches, all the churches in Alo. We are going to do everything possible to make their stay in Alo and their work hitch-free.
On behalf of my good people of Alo, we wish to give this thing as a token to you. At least whenever you go to reading side, you can be able to look at this as whether you have wants to come to Alo. Alo welcome you. The God of Alo welcome you. You are welcome. Not only in Alo, in Idemili South, in Anambra State of Nigeria.
Later in a vote of thanks, the NPC Federal Commissioner for Anambra State, Sachi Dezoke, lauded Alhaji Kwara for flagging off the exercise in Anambra State. Among the chairman's entourage were the Federal Commissioner for Abia, Enugu, Ebonyi, and the Imo states. Directors of various departments in the commission, including the State Director, Mr. Joaquin Olasi, from Alo, in Idemili South local government area. Ebeleze, ABS News.
And from Idemili, we bring the news to an end, but let's remind you of our main points this morning. We told you that Governor Soludo has signed into law the 2022 revised budget of 170 billion naira. We also told you that the Anambra State government has said it is not engaging spiritualists to combat insecurity. NPC has encouraged Nigerians to submit self-enumeration as ongoing trial census enters day 4. U.S. has, and that's the story this morning. That's our story and our package for the breakfast news this morning. Remember that Governor Chukwuma Soludo has come for a total turnaround maintenance of the Anambra State economy and promotion of core Igbo values. Let's continue to give him our maximum support for the task ahead. I am David Obokwasile, thanking you for joining us on the news this morning. The weekend show continues right after now. Stay with us.